Gotta wait for the glow plug to heat up the combustion chamber for the diesel. Otherwise, starting on these cold mornings, it'll just crank. Broken because a branch fell on it right there. Then I got another issue at the other fence I just found out today, so I'm gonna be working on the fences today. I'm gonna be tearing this one down. And I gotta repair this one over here. Fence fell down over here. That ain't no good. Post broke. Cracked all the boards. So I'm figuring I'm just gonna take one of them other posts and put it in here. I can't believe that cracked that fast on me though. That rotted out super fast. Treated lumber didn't really hold up. I could probably, you know what I'm gonna do? Just flip that board upside down and put it in up there upside down, because I really don't have to put it in the ground that far. I don't open this gate too often. I'm just gonna leave it to where this gate mostly holds it up. That's what I'm gonna do. That's gonna be what it does. Actually, I'm gonna move those two gate hinges up all the way to the top and then put it in the ground. Yeah, because it don't have to be that high. See how much I got extra on the top? I did that before on property we have a little further north of here, and it works. Let me tell you, you dig a big enough hole and you plant them trees down, even you light them on fire, you kind of burn them up a little bit, put the dirt back on top of them, things grow like you don't know. So what I'm gonna do right now is I have some of this lime. I gotta put some of this down in here. There's some I had left over. I got a hole. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and spread this out and get the lime down in there. It kind of creates a better pH in it. It raises the pH of the soil, and it puts calcium in the soil and stuff. Maybe last time I grew tomatoes in here, I had a problem with blossom end rot. I got a bunch of tomatoes, but I also had a problem with it. So I'm gonna put that down, till it in, hopefully fix that gate today, fix that fence, get this place looking a lot better, get it ready for vegetables. I still don't know what I'm putting in here. I know I'm gonna put a few potatoes in here, but I don't know what else I'm gonna put in here. It's gonna be potatoes and tomatoes, but potatoes get done early in the year. So, I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. All right, a year ago I put, I think, 2.5 bags of lime in just this one little area. I just put another half a bag. So in a year's time, a little bit less, a little bit more than a year, I put probably 2.5 bags of lime down on this one area. That's plenty enough for right now. So we're gonna see how the garden does this year with that much, and every year I'm just gonna add a little bit more. I don't have to put that initial huge batch down. Every year I can just put a little bit more, but I don't have to put as much. And since this is a confined area, it's easy to maintain like that. So I'm used to doing this with food plots and larger growing areas, but with this nice small area, it should be pretty easy to maintain like that. Keep that lime in there and get it up to where it needs to be, the pH where it needs to be. You got pine trees and oak trees around here, and that's going to work against you. That's going to make the soil more acidic, and it's going to really drain nutrients out of the soil, all these big roots around here. But the other part about it is I use their shade. So their shade is important to me, because I noticed when I planted tomatoes here, the sun comes through here and just cooks everything up to where you see the line of the leaves, up to about this post, and it cooks everything in the first 1/3 quadrant of this. So I'm not too, hopefully I want this stuff to grow over and give me more shade. I might even put shade cloth over some of these, because it was bad. And this is where the better fertile soil is, but the sun kills it. And up here, the soil gets worse as you go up this hill. This is going uphill right here. You can't, I bet you can't really tell, but it is. It's going uphill pretty good grade. And the soil isn't as good right here. And I'm trying to amend it. It goes from more of a sandy to more of a little loam. I don't know, it's different. So I'm fighting two different, in this one little span of a 45-foot garden, I'm fighting a lot of different things, but I'm gonna make it right. Over time, I'm gonna make it right. So we'll see how this all gets done. And I got a lot of stuff off of it the last time, so I'm coming back to this area, because last year was a total flop in that other area, and I'm gonna work on that area too this year. But this, I'm coming back to get, I want vegetables, I want food. So I'm planting in here, and I'm not gonna abandon this, because it's gonna be a good area to plant. I'm making this a good garden. I've been working on this for 4 years now, so I don't want to abandon a good area that I got that's growing good food, and it's getting better every year. So we'll see. This is the main garden. Everybody remember, well, if you watch my channel for any time last 2 years, I didn't really do nothing in this garden last year, because I was concentrating on trying to make the new garden that failed. And look, you can see it's wet up in here right now. This is where it used to stay wet in here. Just this little corner, maybe from there to there. But I've since added some more compost and dirt and soil and all of that, so it's raising up. I'm actually, you can see, if you can't notice it, but it's coming down pretty precipitously from up over there to here. This slants up pretty, it's a pretty decent grade. And it'll stay wetter down in this area, but that's okay because I keep adding more soil to this area. I'm gonna raise it up. And the other thing that always happen right here is that midday and evening sun would come through this little gully of trees, that little alley, and just burn everything up right here. I mean, it would get so hot it'd burn it up. And tomatoes just took a beating, a heat beating right here. They grew, and I grew a lot of tomatoes. I ended up drawing over 50 jars of tomatoes that year. And this soil still needs more work, but it's getting a lot of work done to it. And one of the things, I made this fence like this. I should have just used T-post and the wire, but I wanted to make it look all nice. Well, I put these landscape timbers as my posts in the ground, and so far already this one cracked over here, and I flipped it over. That's where it rotted. It was in the ground right there, and it flipped. I flipped it over and put the good part back in the ground. And maybe I just needed something to hold this gate up. I don't really, that post is compromised, and I'm gonna put the fencing back up on it. But when these all go, and they all gonna go, because even see that post right there, that was the middle for the gate post, the middle gate post. I was kicking on that trying to bend it, and it cracked out the ground. I didn't expect those to rot that fast. They rotted pretty fast. That's treated wood too, so that ain't the way to go. It makes for a nice garden and a pretty look. And see, look, that board fell, and that's just not the way to do it around here. I'm just gonna go for functionality rather than something that looks pretty and functional. I'm more functionality from here on out. And what I'm gonna do is use those T-posts. I got hundreds and hundreds of T-posts all around here, leaning up different trees, and I'm gonna use that to fence in. But anyway, this soil, one thing people tell you, I see deer tracks in here. They must have came in through there and walked around in the dirt. Anyway, you hear a lot of people say, you can't don't till the dirt. Tilling the dirt is what did us in this country as far as a farming country. Tilling the dirt killed the dirt. Yeah, I guess, if you look at it that way, there's some truth to it. But let me tell you, tilling the dirt helps. I don't care what those people say. You ain't gonna grow a garden in this area without tilling the dirt or disking it. And what you do is you're gonna have to add compost and mulch and leaves, and that'll reinvigorate it with the natural microbial flora and fauna that live in the dirt, that live in the ground. So you gotta keep up with that. You gotta re-inoculate it. So yeah, if you just did this with thousands and hundreds of thousands of acres and all you used was commercial pelletized fertilizer, yeah, you wouldn't be doing any good. But I'm gonna tell you right now, you till this area, and then you re-inoculate it yearly with mulch, and that'll start decomposing in the ground, and it'll keep the microbial the microbial strata, I'm looking for a word, the symbiosis that goes on in there, the natural order of how it's supposed to grow and work together, the microbials, the funguses. Now, what it does do that's good is I had a nematode problem in here, and I can tell you right now, when I till this, the nematodes don't have near as much impact on my plants as they did in the first couple times I tried to garden here. That helps. I don't know, I guess it does something to the ground, but it's helped in the last few times. Things really are starting to grow better in here since the first time I turned the soil. It was virgin ground when it was just like this right here. So I'm looking forward to growing in here. I'm gonna probably grow some potatoes in here this year, along with doing some in a raised bed. And I grew potatoes here one year, and they didn't do good because I planted them too early and they got hit by the freeze. But I ended up still getting the harvest, which makes me think if I do it right and plant them at the right time, I'm gonna have a good harvest of potatoes. I just gotta, you know, be smart. And you can see the shade lasts longer on this side, so it heats up over there faster. So whatever is more heat loving, you want to plant over there. So what I might do is, last time I did tomatoes in that area and I had done peppers and cucumbers on this side, I think I'm gonna do cucumbers. I'm gonna do my tomatoes over here this year on this side, from like even like half this over. I'm gonna do some potatoes right here, and they'll be done early, much earlier than the tomatoes. So all I need is, you can see where the tiller went, all I need is about one row or something, you know, this big all the way down. That'll be more than what I got for potatoes to plant, and that's gonna be a lot. I crowd them in, and that's a lot of potato room. And then, you know, cucumbers on the side. I love my cucumbers, and I'll be growing cucumbers in the raised bed. And then a lot of tomatoes in here. So that's so far, that's like the plan. We'll see how it works out. Always got to come up with something and try something. One year I'll figure it out over the years. All right, y'all, thanks for watching.